Nvidia has earnings tomorrow, and today we saw a massive push on the daily chart. In this video, I want to go over why there is a bearish setup that's currently in play on Nvidia. And I understand that a lot of you are going to say, hey, earnings has nothing to do with technicals, and I totally agree with you. And what we're going to cover in this video is the same setup that happened the past 3 times that eventually led to anywhere between a 10 to 20% pullback on Nvidia. Once again, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to close out anything or short the stock, not at all. I hope that this thesis is entirely wrong, but I feel that it's kind of my duty to bring this up. Now, looking at Nvidia on the weekly chart, you're going to notice that obviously the stock has been in a massive uptrend. If you take a look at the indicator at the bottom of your screen, this is called the BX trend. This indicator is very, very potent, and it's the only indicator that I run. It shows you buy-sell pressure, and when you're looking at the buy-sell pressure on a weekly chart, it's really showing you what the broader strength of the trend currently is sitting at. And what you'll notice is when the strength of the trend starts to weaken, that's normally institutional investors removing their money. And the people who are only continuing to buy are retail investors and retail traders like everyday people. And normally this is when they get stuck holding the bag. So you're going to see that by looking at this indicator, when it flips from red to green, that means that institutional buyers are stepping in or buying up shares. From this point, January 15th, 2024, we have a breakout that lasts nearly 16 weeks. And then when we get the flip from green to red on the BX trender, we end up walking away with a 64% return. Now, just because this indicator flips from green to red doesn't mean the stock has to pull back significantly. There's about 25 to 30% of the time where this is just entirely wrong and it just continues to run. On top of that, though, most of the time when this occurs, price is at least going to consolidate for multiple sessions or multiple weeks because there's not enough money continuing to come in to push the stock higher and higher. And for me personally, if the stock is not going to continue to run, I don't really want to own it. I definitely don't want to own it if the stock is going to go down, and I definitely don't want to own it if the stock is just going to sit sideways. I can put my money somewhere else that's going to make me a better return. Then once the market conditions are set back up, which is what we're going to go over now, I can look to go long again. If we take a look at March 25th, 2024, after the flip from green to red, you're going to see that price initially bounced and then sold off about 21% from highs to low within 3 weeks. Now from that point, price did bounce, and then when the BX trender flipped from red to green, we would have gotten an entry right here on May 13th, 2024. Once again, institutional buying is getting behind the stock. We don't want to own it, obviously, when the stock is going down, but we also don't care to own it when the stock is just compressing or sitting sideways. This isn't necessarily bad, but there's just kind of no reason to be wasting my time and my energy trying to go long on something that just doesn't have enough money behind it to move the stock higher. What we want to be focusing on and what I teach within all of my free courses, which you guys can get this indicator completely free, learn how to use it, less than 30 minutes. The link to the course is down in the description. I teach the team that you should really only be focusing on playing these types of breakouts. So after that breakout occurs, you can see the BX trender flips again from green to red. Price, and this is the thing, guys, initially bounces. And I want you to understand, I called both of these tops last time, and it doesn't mean this is going to happen this time, but I said that there was a chance that it was going to sell off, and look, price bounced at 1.10%. And there was a post I made that had like 200 and something thousand views where everyone was trolling me within the comments, and I don't care about it because I don't have to be right in order to make money. But in this case, price bounced 10%, and then from there ended up selling off from highs to low 33% within 4 weeks. Once again, price did end up bouncing. And now from this bounce and flip of red to green, we have now seen a 19% move to the upside. And as of last week, headed into earnings, you're going to see the BX trender flipped from green to red, which signals that there's a good chance price could potentially pull back to maybe 120 or continue to consolidate. Now, once again, I hope I'm wrong. I don't have puts. I don't have a short interest in this. I don't really care. I just want to share with you guys what's happening in the market and what we're not seeing this time that we saw before. You'll see that in the last 3 earnings reports, what was happening on the BX trender headed into earnings. Back in February, massive bullish accumulation. Back on May of 2024, massive bullish accumulation. What was happening here? Okay, we had bullish accumulation. Actually, stocks sold off. So you can see that BX trender can be wrong, but we ended up buying back in because there's still enough pressure long term, pushing the stock back up. And so I will say that the weekly chart, this setup does worry me a bit. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about is these pops that normally happen when a stock is near a top that trap a lot of people. If we come in here and we isolate what ended up happening back here June 17th of 2024, we're going to take a red rectangle and we're going to go from the top here down to this bottom. I want you to notice that once the BX flipped and turned red, price actually bounced first. And if we take a Fibonacci from that high down to that low, you're going to notice that the point, it might be very hard to see here on my screen, but the area that it tapped right off of before rejecting is the 0.786 level. And from this point, this is normally the last area that price will push up to when there's overall weakness. Look at the weekly BX trender. Don't worry about the price action. What's happening with that buying pressure? Buying pressure couldn't stay, rejected right off, and sold off massively, as we spoke about before. Now, notice what's happening currently on this weekly chart. BX trender ended up flipping red. We go ahead and highlight this. We take that Fibonacci from the swing high to swing low, and look at where price is currently sitting at, the 0.786. And if we zoom in here on the daily, as we head into earnings, I want you to notice that the BX trender is still red. And so I hope I'm wrong. I hope we break right through 150. 150 was my target for Nvidia by the end of the year. But at the end of the day, I feel, and once again, screw my feelings, but I feel that this is a bit of a trap. And so don't shoot the messenger. Don't do anything. Don't take any positions. I'm just some dude on the internet. But I feel that at the end of the day, after seeing this happen the past 3 times, I'm not here to sway your mind. I'm not here to change it. I just want to bring this up, right? If I was somebody personally, let's just say that I've been accumulating Nvidia for a very, very long time. There's nothing wrong with taking profits or taking some profit off of the table, right? Even if we look at what happened back here, March 18th, then we had that sell-off, happened back here on July 1st. What I normally will at least do is when we get the flip from green to red, close half of my position, close 33% of my position, realize some gains so that if we pull back down to 130 or 120, I have some dry powder or some capital that I can deploy in case things get rough and I can start acquiring Nvidia at a big deal. So guys, I hope I'm wrong. As always, if you want to get access to this indicator and this exact strategy, go ahead and check it out. The link is in the description. All of our courses are free. And if you want to get access to these exact alerts within our Discord community, get access to all of our trading bots, you can join for $10 your first month using the code MARKET10. It will expire soon. We're doing a pre-Black Friday sale, and then it's going to go up to $50 for the first month. I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.